Hello everyone, Cat Goblin or Martin here, and welcome back to part 2 of the LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 to 4 Enemy Review. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to split this review into 3 parts because my computer is acting up, so just bear with me. And with that being said, let's finish off some of this review. Starting off with our first enemy in the Prisoner of Azkaban is the Dementor. You first encounter it in News from Azkaban and can be found in the Dementor's Kiss, the Dark Tower, Build World, and briefly in Hogwarts. The Dementors are pretty much the main enemies in this chapter. They will glide towards you and then kiss you if you make contact with them. They also appear in Boggarts while you're playing as Harry, and Harry will get scared if he's close to the Boggart version. To defeat this enemy, all you have to do is cast the Expecto Patronum spell at it, and it will break into pieces. Next are the Boggarts. They can be found throughout Hogwarts and some of the levels. The Boggarts are chests, and when you approach them, they will come out of the chest and transform into that character's fear. Some characters in the game have different fears that pop out, but most characters usually have Voldemort that pop out. To defeat it, you just cast a ridiculous spell at it, and something funny will happen. Next, we have the security trolls, and they are briefly seen in Hogwarts during the Prisoner of Azkaban. The security troll looks like the regular troll, except for its skin is white, wears blue clothes, and is wearing an officer's hat. These trolls will be sleeping in front of certain entrances. You can wake them up by casting a spell at them, and when they wake up, they smash the ground with their fists, which sends you flying away. Next is the snowman, and it's only found in Hogsmeade. So basically, Malfoy builds a giant snowman and gives it life. The snowman will throw a snowball at the red wizard, and will block your path. To defeat it, you use the torch to melt piles of snow, which will give you wood. You then build the wood into a pile while adding the torch, and the snowman will melt. Last in the Prisoner of Azkaban is Peter Pettigrew or Wormtail, and you encounter him in the Shrieking Shack. So basically, Wormtail will be in the form of Scabbers, and he will be hiding inside of some furniture. While he's hiding, the furniture that he's in will be moving. You want to cast a spell on whatever piece of furniture he's in. This will give you some pieces so that you can build a giant mousetrap and trap him. And Wormtail is a playable character. Next are the Death Eaters. You first encounter them in the Quidditch World Cup and can be found in the Dark Lord Returns and the Build-A-World. In the Quidditch World Cup, they mock you, destroy stuff, and hold your party members captive. For attacks, they will cast the Expelliarmus spell at you, and when you cast a spell at them, they will teleport away. In the Build-A-World, they just stand there and cast the spells, and the Death Eater is a playable character. Next are the Snakes, and they are only found in the Quidditch World Cup. They are summoned by Barty Crouch Jr. When you get close to them, they will strangle you, and they only have 1 HP. Alright everyone, so those were all the enemies in the Prisoner of Azkaban and the first 2 enemies in the Goblet of Fire. And now let's move on to the enemies in the Build-A-World. First, we have the Gringotts Goblin and Professor Lupin as a werewolf. The goblins will do a roll attack, and Lupin in his werewolf form will just scratch you. Both of these enemies will chase you, and the Avada Kedavra spell is the only spell used to defeat them. Last, we have Barty Crouch Sr., Lucius Malfoy, and Lord Voldemort. These 3 enemies will just stand there and cast spells at you. That's pretty much it, but they can be defeated by the Avada Kedavra spell. Alright everyone, so those were all the enemies that can fit into part 2. Like and subscribe and stay tuned for part 3.